Welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. It's Chuck here. And so last week we had a bit of an off week. I didn't realize how long the days were going to be at the conference. Didn't have a chance to really send out a lot of information. But we're back today. We got 33 properties. It's a huge list, so I'll try not to waste too much time and I'll get right to it. 620 Ferguson, number 62 is the first one, 315.9. And it's a good floor plan. It looks like it's been very well done. And I would say that these guys are doing pretty well. The thing that you have to remember when you compare this style of three-story with the Mattamy stuff is these ones have about a $45 fee a month for garbage removal and snow removal. So it's really like buying a home in the low 320s in terms of carrying costs, because what that means on a mortgage, it's cash flow. So if you were to put $45 a month on a mortgage, it would add to the cost of buying a home. So anyways, 2 bedrooms on that one. I do like it. There's a lot of construction going on around there, so just make sure that you're not backing on anything you don't want to be backing onto. Centennial Forest 344, 888. It's a nice open concept floor plan. Usually the ceilings are nice and high on these ones. And you've got some nice forest right off the bedroom there. And some privacy on your balcony. I mean, what more could you ask for? Typically, this is a more mature style of residence. I mean, you don't see many people under the age of 50 that live in this building. And it's quiet, it's peaceful, it's got a nice exterior. You can watch the kids on the Terry Fox run once a year, walk or rollerblade by you. $567 are the fees. They do not include hydro, but they include most of the other stuff. Mill Street, this one's an interesting one. It's a 42 by 132 foot lot, and so it's at $349. The last vacant lot was sold on Lydia, probably 3-4 months ago for $320. Now this one's at $349. It's hard to get a building lot in Milton for less than about $350 these days. Now the thing is about this one, it's a 42 foot lot. Most of the old Milton stuff is about a 60 or 66 foot, so you're knocking about 50% off of there, and the frontage really does make a big difference in your plans about what you're going to do with the home. Still much larger than most of the new construction, but yeah, so this home, could you live in it? I suppose you could. It's 2 bedrooms. It's got 1 bathroom, and it's basically a bungalow. It could work potentially as an investment property. There's really no basement if you want to do a basement apartment here. But yeah, it could work. I don't know how that reduction in frontage is going to affect their value in terms of how someone would look at what they could do to develop on it. So Mitchell is $369. It's a Philgrove model, so it's got kind of a big family room. Then your kitchen is more of a galley style, and then there's a front room that most people use as a dining room. That actually could be the family. The other one, the TV room, could actually be the dining room. But it's actually a good floor plan. The upstairs is good. There's another version of this model coming up on Thompson. Coskins at $379. It's over 1,000 square feet. Not a lot of amenities in this building, which I guess can work for you or against you. It means your fees might stay a bit lower. But if you want to go check out the pool, not always an option. So nice open concept floor plan. You got granite countertops here. You've got some California shutters. It looks like you're overlooking some green space on the back end there. There's no shots off the balcony. I like to see at least one shot of the view. To me, if I was going to buy a condo, the view would be absolutely critical. So $379 seems high. We're not at $380 a square foot for most of the condos that are selling. So that can be a bit of a tricky one. We had a good sale on Maple, well into the threes. I think that it's certainly possible they will get well into the threes, but I don't think to cross 350 is going to be a challenge for those guys. Thompson 389. This is the Philgrove, so I think it's between 12 and 1,300 square feet, but a good functional floor plan. Cargill Path is at 398, and you're looking at basically a 3-story. That's your main floor. So you actually have 2 different family rooms on this one. And so you can see that's the room we just saw, and then you go back here, and then you have your laundry room, and you've got your entrance to the garage. There's your upstairs. Usually there's a small sort of den office area just off to the side here, and then the kitchen. This is actually my favorite floor plan. It's not the biggest one that you find in here, but it's actually very well laid out. 3 bedrooms, including a nice ensuite and a good sized master. That's your backyard basically. So people have planted cedars. We have looked into it. I believe that you cannot put a hot tub on that deck. because of the construction underneath. There's no steel I-beams anywhere. It's all wood construction, so you wouldn't want to do a hot tub, but you can create a lot of privacy. And if taking care of a backyard isn't your thing, you get a double car garage for probably $50,000 less than you can buy anywhere else, and actually a really nice floor plan. Lots of living space in this one, so gets a thumbs up. Under 400 is a is actually a pretty good deal in my eyes. So Gleason is $399. It's a townhouse, dark hardwood floors. The kitchen overlooks a long room there. The kitchen in this photo looks a little bit small. In real life, it is a little bit bigger, but it's not a huge kitchen. That's the table right beside the kitchen's just over on here. I mean, some of the stuff they could have taken out here, I just think it would have made a better impression. And blurry pictures. I don't know. The yard's okay. I mean, you're talking about a 100-foot yard. I don't see this one. It's just not a home that I could see me recommending to a client, regardless of what the price is. It just doesn't have a lot of zip to it. This one on Houston here, it's a semi-detached and kind of a bold choice for the French door. The kitchen doesn't have a lot of zip to it. We've got actually a really nice townhouse coming out on Hobbs. That'll be out on Wednesday, so we'll definitely let you know about that this week. Fantastic. So the finished basement on this one, I think, may be the difference between selling and not selling, I think, for these guys. So kitchen isn't a wow, but I think the value of the finished basement is certainly going to help them. Cost, again, is at $424,900, and kind of a long, narrow floor plan. You've got your kitchen here, upgraded counters, upgraded floors, and you've got a finished basement. So these guys have done just about as much as you could do to a home like this. It's a townhouse. You know, it's more than 1,500 square feet. I don't have the exact measurements, but the master actually is a good size, 19 by 13. That's bigger than some of the 2,500 square foot master bedrooms. Cargill is 1,510 square feet. It's a Hills View end. 435 is high. This would break the record for this model. Pot lights, granite. Actually, I don't know if that's granite countertops. Hardwood floors, hardwood stairs, and they've upgraded the size of the railing on the stairs and so on. California shutters. I just sold a really nice one, interior unit, not an end unit, for just over $435. I think it's going to be tricky for these guys. Beautiful house. It just, I don't know if it's too far off the mark. Willow, $449. Single car garage. Dorset Park, 43 by 165 foot property. Now, it is possible that it could back onto a busy road. You'd want to look into that. The rest of the home actually looks really good. And if you are going to back onto a busy road, make sure you got 165 feet in your lot. So that's a good thing there. Overall, good price. Under $450 is definitely where I'd put it. 22nd, not a lot of information. It's a country property. It's only 126 by 200. Obviously a lot bigger than the town stuff, but that's small for country. So you'd want to look into this. Double car garage, oil heat, extensively renovated. Have a look. It seems like anything under 5 in the country, I mean, you just kind of say, well, yeah, maybe you are getting a smaller lot, or maybe you're not getting the best looking home inside, but that could be what it is. The lot shoots it down a bit, but if you get a good looking home and you're still far enough away from the action, it may be okay for you. Homes is at $449, semi-detached, and I believe this one's about 1,700 square feet. And decent upgrades in here. You've got a nice size lot. 30 by 88 is probably about 10 feet deeper than most of the Madame stuff. 449 still seems a little aggressive to me, especially when you look, you get a detached home bigger than that one, and it's a little bit older, I get it, but fully detached, bigger, with a finished basement for $15,000 more. And so you look in here, you've got your carpet in your living dining. This is about 1,820 square feet, this one. The family room has the hardwood floors, and then it's got a nice open concept kitchen. You've got your master bedroom, that's your finished basement, and you do have a second kitchen. It could come in really handy if you've got an older relative or someone who wants to stay with you, potentially maybe give you some money for rent. And so this one looks good. I think it's in a good range. Boothfield, another Dorset Park home. So when we talk about Dorset Park, it's between Thompson, Ontario, and then between Steeles and Maine. And most of the homes were built in the 70s. There's a couple built in the early 80s, but this one looks like they've kind of opened everything up, and you've got a renovated kitchen. Yeah, very, very neat. I think even some of the windows here are nice shaped. It looks like there may be a pool back there. A lot of things going for this one. It could have enough space here potentially to even put a boat in beside. We do see some of these lots that actually have a nice size beside them where you can start to have some fun with some of your toys, your Sea-Doo, your motorcycle, that kind of stuff. So cool, very, very nice. Um, BD Trail is it's a three-bedroom version of the Lindsay, which is about 1717 square feet. Um, the kitchen, you've got a family room. They've done the moldings here. It looks like they've extended the master bedroom, so it could even be the larger version. It could be more than 1,700 square feet. Nice dormer windows. It looks like a professionally finished basement. If you spend a lot of time in your laundry room, that's a pretty nice place to be. And then you've got a good yard. So yeah, it is 1,800. So they took the four-bedroom, they knocked the wall out to make a bigger master bedroom. 110,000 in upgrades. Very strong. That's a good listing there. Cobbin is a double garage. I think this is about 1,900 square feet. Plus a finished basement, and it's a nice floor plan. You come in the front door, you've got a nice defined entryway, and then you get up the stairs here, and then you've got a living dining plus a kitchen. That's your second floor. So above the garage, you have this nice lofty area, and the bedrooms go around this one. So you wouldn't be too loud in there if you were thinking, no, I don't want to wake up the kids. But kitchen's nice. They've dressed it up nicely, and yeah, that's one of the bedrooms. Another one, and then that is probably the bathroom down in the basement. Nice. Definitely check the virtual tour for $499. This one has a lot of value. The last few sold for $475, but that was months and months ago. So these guys, I think, are in a good spot. Competitively, I think they're going to do very well. Easterbrook is at 509 and kind of a bluish shot. I don't know what, there's a couple shots here. I don't know what they were doing or what the thought process was. Nice high ceiling. I like that angle. The kitchen here, so you're looking, it's about 17 something square feet, three bedrooms, and you've basically got one big family room. I don't know why you need two close-up shots of the stove. Anyways, that's your breakfast area, but yeah, it feels small. It doesn't look like anything. That's the only room that you have in the house on the main floor besides your kitchen with the eat-in. They missed a couple shots upstairs. There's usually a laundry on the second floor. Yeah, no finished basement. The yard is usually great, so I don't know why maybe a shot of the yard wasn't there. Anyhow, it's still a pretty good deal, I think. Trudeau is at $534.9. Scotswood, we've seen these models sell for much more than this. And it could be, you know, there's blue carpet, then there's potentially brown carpet, living dining in the front, then you've got your kitchen family in the back. And even if it needs a little bit of work, I'll tell you, these models, you can paint the cupboards in the kitchen. There's a lot that you can do in these models. It's a great floor plan, though. And for a smart, clever buyer, I think it's a great option. $534, fantastic stuff. Morse Place, $539. And so we're about 23, around the same size as the previous one. A little bit older home, there's some stuff to do in here, but you can work with this template. You can work with the floor plan. It's a very, very good layout. And yeah, not perfect, a little bit dated, not necessarily move-in ready for a lot of people. But this one even has the finished basement, so it even gets a nod above the previous one. I don't know why there's no front shot, but that's okay because maybe some buyers just skip it not seeing that. Mockridge, $539, 2,400 square feet. Even this one's a pretty good deal. Not a lot of hardwood or anything like that, but you're getting a good size home for a good price under $550. This one definitely gets the thumbs up. So there's a loft upstairs plus four bedrooms. Not my personal favorite floor plan, but they do tend to sell pretty well. Bolingbroke is this is a wood lily corner. It's got the staggered garage. So when the garage comes forward, we talked about this last week, you now open up more floor space inside the home. 2,661 square feet, $549. I've seen these cross 600 before if they're done well. This one obviously, you know, again, you could probably update it a little bit. I don't know. That is a couch right in front of the fireplace. Anyways, probably not what I do, but it's, you know, you can work with this. You're right by the school, so that can cause some people like it, some people aren't thrilled about it because the Our Lady of Fatima is right on Bolingbroke. Still a good deal. Stringer, $550. It says it's 3,000 square feet of living space, so it does have a finished basement. I like that front door. I like the way the pictures are taken, but I think you're dealing with a smaller main floor. I can't see anything else on the main floor besides this one room plus your kitchen with the eat-in, and so that could be an interesting dilemma for these guys, is not having the formal living dining room, just having basically a kitchen plus a just a family room. So would have been good to see some of the other photos like the finished basement, but I do know there's a virtual tour that you can check out as well. High side is at 559. You're on a 63 by about 120 foot lot. That's a nice thing. I mean, you think about the formal living room. How many people don't even need it? I've got clients that have foosball tables in there, pool table right in the house. Is a cool thing. So, yeah, it looks like a lot of floor space on this one, and there's been some upgrades to it. Let's see what happens. It's a 4-bedroom. It's got a lot of ground, or it's got a lot of square footage, but nice sized piece of land. That's high for that neighborhood, though. We haven't seen one of them sell in that little pocket in a while. Now, Schreyer's at 559, upland model, and it's the 4-bedroom upland. I find the bedrooms are a little bit small, but it's one of those split levels, and they've done a nice job landscaping in the back. Might be a little high. The finished basement, when you look at this, I talked about this a couple weeks ago. If it's an 80% complete basement, why isn't it 100%? Could indicate some level of motivation from the sellers. And when you look at this here, you can say August 15th is the possession date, or October 15th, pardon me. And so there could be a ticking clock. Maybe there's the next step involved. Robarts is 574. And yes, that is a single car garage. It backs onto the pond, which is a nice thing. The home itself, 574 for a single garage. You've seen how many double garages are ahead of this one on the list. Looks like they knocked out a wall. It was probably a 4-bedroom, but this master is enormous. It looks like there's almost 2 king-size beds side by side. Maybe the Ward and June Cleaver thing, but it's a huge master. It'd be beautiful. Both sides overlooking the beautiful pond here. I do think there's value in this home. I think 574 would certainly be stretching it. Tilt Place 575. Don't have a lot of information on it. It's less than 2,500 square feet. I like the bullnose corners, but there's no photos. Stringers at 579. And I think this one's less than 2,500 square feet as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why there's 3 shots of the master ensuite, but whatever, it is what it is. McFerrin, 599. So we're talking about, it's a Plan 12. I think this is a lot like the Wood Lily, which is the one that we had on Bolingbroke, and slightly different because the corner you get a little bit more square footage. But yeah, it looks okay inside. It's hard to shoot a vacant house, but it looks like they've chosen pretty good upgrades, and it's just a matter of, it seems a little high. It seems like these models may have just dipped down a little bit. We can see that with some of the others, like the one that we saw for it's 2,400 square feet. A lot of stuff under 550. So it makes the guys that are that size that are competing above 550, it makes it that much harder. So Nairn Circle 629, and so you've got a long living dining plus a family. And they put the white appliances in. Probably in this price range, you'd expect to see some stainless steel. Walkout definitely adds some value, but this one's 2,376 square feet. And I like the upgrades. I think it needs to be bigger if you're talking about getting up into the 6s. You can buy 3,000 square foot homes in the low 600s right now. It's very common. Kincardine, 4 bedrooms. We're talking about nothing. The description needs to stand on its own. If it's just something that's very basic, all I can tell from here, there's no hardwood, it's just carpet, but there's no size on this one, so it makes it very difficult. So each element, the pictures have to tell their story, the description has to tell their story, and I think the last one is this one on Playfair, 699. It's 3,200 square feet. It's a Heathwood home, and it looks okay. Heathwood's at this size, upgraded well. You're talking about standard upgraded countertops, hardwood floors, that kind of stuff. It's a nice floor plan. I think it's called the Somerset. Big eat-in area, lots of space on this one. Second floor balcony. I think one on Scott sold in the high sixes, so these guys should do pretty well. And that's the list for today. So if you have any questions, give us a call, and we're definitely here to help you. And we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully with not 32 listings, because it's tough. See you later.